This is Mark Doty, and yes, sometimes I do make mistakes, and increasingly so. Probably has something to do with mental deterioration. But the fact of the matter is, I'm going through all of these effects, and there have been several times where I neglected to cover the fact that there are different types of these effects. So in addition to all of the effects that you get in this synthesizer, which is awesome, there are also different types of those effects, and I keep forgetting that. I think I owe it to you for you to hear these effects. So the last two videos that I did, which were the last two videos of the effects series, which were, of course, reverb and delay, I did not cover the different types of reverb or delay. So the next two videos are going to be about the types of reverb, which deserve exploration, and of course the types of delay, which also deserve. Anyway, so let's dig into the different types of reverb found on the Arturia MiniFreak. This is right. This setting is an incredibly short no, I'm just joking. Okay, so I have this, of course, set to the most boring sawtooth in the world so that we can actually hear the effect and are not distracted by synthesis. So for us to get to reverb, let's go down to effect 3, turn it on. This is the default reverb, which we covered at length. I'm not going to spend 10 minutes per type of reverb like I did on this default setting, but that was really about the functions, so you have a sense of what the functions basically do. I'm going to do a little bit of exploration regarding the functions in regard to these different types of reverb, but not so in depth. I just want to give you a sense of these like 5 different types of reverb that exist in here that we haven't covered. Okay, here we go. And the first one, I believe, is long. So to access these, we would press Shift and go to sub. We first see default, and now we're on long. Okay, with the default settings that the effects settings are set to, this is what long sounds like. Nice. Let's increase the decay to see just how long is. Let's just say that there's no exaggeration in the titling of this particular effect. Really beautiful. Let's see how short the long can be. That is also nice. So that whole range, I mean, it's not like it gets shorter and shorter. It just kind of gets different. It is obviously shorter, but also it just has this sort of, I don't know how to describe it, almost gating sound. And of course, our middle thing is the damping. So let's hear these effects without any damping. Let's hear the super long. It sounds to me that there is something in there, and this kind of reminds me of the Dreadbox reverb. There's something in there kind of altering the pitch so that you don't just get this sense that like the release is turned way up and we just have this long sound. There is a different quality to the reverb than the synth sound itself, which is cool. Let's turn up the send level so that we can really hear what's happening without damping. That's really interesting and beautiful. Okay, and let's try this really short. Ooh, cool. That's a cool effect in itself. I mean, it's obviously no longer a long reverb, but it is a sort of weird, yeah, I don't know how to describe that. It's, I guess, a type of reverb, but also kind of has aspects of a delay. I don't know. Anyway, you can hear what it is, and it sounds really cool. So that is kind of, I guess we can have a listen to a lot of damping, hear how that sounds. Let's hear it really long. Ooh, you have too much damping. That is a beautiful wash to have in the background of whatever you're doing. Wow, that's really cool. Okay, so that is our long. Here, let's put everything back in the middle as we move on to the next version of reverb, which is Hall. I would have thought that the default setting is actually a Hall, but let's have a listen. Let's hear the length of Hall. We'll turn up the send a little bit so we can hear this better. Am I crazy in thinking that there's a little bit different panning going on in this? Okay, let's hear the shortest Hall we can expect. It's got kind of a metallic ring to it. With no damping. And here's long decay with no damping. That is lovely. Now, let's go back to the middle so we can hear just kind of the default settings when you show up. Okay, next we have echoes. This should be interesting. Weird. Interesting. Weird. That is kind of gate-like. That is a cool effect. A lot. And if you just have very little send, you've got kind of this cool slap going on. That's cool. That is really cool. Someone's calling me from Jamaica. Wow, no, that's sure, that's not weird. I could expect someone calling from Jamaica. That's something to expect. Okay. So let us move on to the next, which is room. Okay. Let's put everything in the middle. A good room reverb can take a synth sound and make it sound not like a weird little computery thing in a little computery box, but instead a real instrument. It's weird how it does it, but yeah. So this is a good version of reverb to have on a synth like this, because really subtly used, you can bring a sort of life and depth and breadth to your sound. So we have it, the decay really high up, and it doesn't sound crazy. It sounds kind of nice. So let's bring it way down and see how it sounds. Very room-like. And this sounds like a place where damping might be a good idea. There, that really sounds like a room. Yeah, you might not want to have your send all the way up. Kind of bright. Let's turn damping way up. Oh, that's really nice. Very subtle. Makes this really boring sawtooth I've been using sound kind of nice. Cool. That's a very nice room. Okay, let's see what else we've got. Dark room. I think I'm going to like this. Or dark room. This is what it sounds like. This is the reverb of a photograph developing studio. I'm sorry, that was terrible. Wow, that's really interesting with the damping. Let's hear this really short with medium damping. A good alternative room sound. Very nice. Let's see. Is there anything left? Darkroom. Yep, that's it. So those are the different types of reverb available on the Arturia MiniFreak. Really expanding the functionality of the synth. You know, like I've always say, I've never really been that into effects with synthesizers because I so often deal with analog synthesizers, and effects can really diminish the very subtle and nuanced aspects of analog sound that we're kind of shooting for. But with a synth like this amount of effects, you can do so much. This is a huge synthesizer, which is why I've made so many videos, I guess. Anyway, those are the reverb effects found on the Arturia MiniFreak.